Okay, friends, I promised Lisa a rose garden, and there it is. I've got 25 roses in there. They are red, white, and there's 4 purple in there. Today, if you're watching this on Friday, it is New Year's Eve. And if you're watching on Saturday, it's the first day of the new year. And what I normally do, no, not normally, I do this every year, is I take time on the first day of the year to reflect back to last year on this same day. What I thought would happen during the year. And then I bring myself to the present and go, okay, how is it? Was it as good as I wanted the year to be? Was I as good a person as I wanted to be? Did I accomplish anything this year? So I do that every year. And then the third thing I do is I think forward to next year, this same day, and what I hope to accomplish. It is intriguing how this process has worked out over the last 25, 30 years that I've been doing this. And I've never accomplished what I want to. I'm always happy where I'm at. Well, I shouldn't say always, because there's always room for improvement. And I do set some pretty high goals for the year coming. So, all right, I hope this little thing helps you and how you want to move forward in your new year and in your new life. Today is the first day of the best of my life. Let's enjoy 2022. Deuce, deuce. I'm out. Hey friends, welcome to the show. Our last show of the year 2021. My 45th show. Well, really it's the 44th because I lost an episode somewhere during the year. It's been a fun year learning to make videos at home and editing and all the things that we've gone through. You're seeing Cole and I slice prime rib as I'm talking, I hope, if this worked out the way I wanted to. And the recap, the last 3 weeks have been fun, recapping the shows of 2021, and look forward to moving into 2022 and bringing you a lot of hopefully exciting and fun, and also sharing and teaching some of the things that I'm learning along the way. I want to introduce you to a lot of people. I'm going to share cookbooks that I have in my collection, more stories of my family. I'm very excited about what's coming in 2022. Deuce, deuce. All right, y'all. Today, I'm going to show you our birthday and Christmas dinner. And I'll probably do a lot of voiceover. We have a lot of birthdays in the Aikens family in December. My niece, I think hers starts it off at the 9th. Then Jenna's on the 12th. Sophia, my sister's on the 21st. Cole's is on the 23rd. And then we're moving to January with all the Aquarius birthdays. So, all right, y'all. Peace, spread love. Hope you enjoyed today's show. It's a little bit of hosh-posh of a lot of things. So, peace, spread love. 2 meats for our Christmas birthday dinner. A prime rib from Bud's Custom Meats with au jus infused, and a country sliced ham. Can't find honey baked out here. Just simply remove the sticker and heat this in the oven until it's nice and warm. I've taken my prime rib out of the fridge and let it get to room temperature. Here are the spices: salt, pepper, a little garlic, a little onion, and I've got some dried lemon powder, lemon salt, any blend you like. And I'm going to show you some tricks a little later on with some butter. Now we've got all our spices ready. And I'm going to start out with some salt, okay? Just salt it very well. And I'm going to take my seasoned blend. Again, lemon pepper, your favorite spices can go in this. And just going to coat this meat very well, all over. Just really coat it well. Going to transfer it to my baking rack and continue to coat. As you can see, the prime rib is coated quite nicely. Now here comes our trick with a little bit of seasoned butter. I'm going to take the remaining spices, that blend of, all those things that we created. Again, you can make your own. If the butter's at room temperature, it will mix nicely. If not, just put it in the microwave for 10-15 seconds and let it get nice and soft. Watch what we do. Now here we go. The butter is at room temperature. It's nice and soft. Just mix it all in. Get all those spices together so you can spread it on your prime rib easily. Okay, I've got a fresh pair of food safety gloves, and I'm just going to take this butter blend and coat the prime rib all over, just like icing a cake, right? And I'm laughing as I say that. Just get the butter everywhere. Some say this is a little overkill. not me. Butter makes it better. So while I'm prepping the prime rib, I heat my oven to 500 degrees. So it's nice and hot as I slide my rib into the oven. Don't want to burn myself because that oven's hot. Now, once I close the door, I'm going to lower it to 350 and allow it to cook to... Yeah, I'm wearing my Dominican University t-shirt there. And I talk about the temperature. 125 is kind of a medium. I usually like mine around 130, okay? So we're just checking the temperature as the prime rib is roasting, toasting, doing its magic thing in the oven. And that's really, it hasn't been in that long, okay? Now that's around the outside. You see how once you get close to the center, how still cool it is, how cold the meat is. So take your time. I'm going to slow roast this thing. Again, 125. It's got a way to cook. You can take it out of the oven and it will continue to cook at room temperature, okay? You want to let that meat rest maybe 15 to 20 minutes before you slice it. You'll see now that's way towards the outside. That's that fatty part with that high temperature like that. Never fear, Curtis is here. Take the prawns and see if the rib is separated, right? And then if not, you slice it with the knife, right? Just yeah, you see that? Oh, isn't that beautiful? Woo, baby! I'll cut the bones. You take one home. We'll keep one. Gosh! Now pull the rope off. Throw that away. See, there's no sound in this video. I'm just, because I'm gonna voice over this. It's like, damn, it's gorgeous. Now turn it up, right? Okay. Now you see there's a piece of fat down the bottom, right? Because all it is two ribeyes together, right?
Because there's the, what's it called? Oh, so on the ribeye you have like the inside.
Yep.
Then this is the delicious part.
Now we can, that's the fat. You can turn it over on the back side. You can see the fat. The other way, just turn it up, and you can see that piece of fat, right? Just don't be afraid to stick it in there. Stick that. You see, boom. Right there you go. And you just kind of follow the contour of the meat. Boom! Look at that. Oh my God! Now check the temperature. It was at 138, which is like medium. Now that we're gonna put aside, right? Now what we'll do is turn it back up, and then put it on this plate right here. And we're not gonna slice it till we're ready to serve it. We're gonna let it rest till we're ready to serve it. There you go. We'll cut that piece of fat. There you go. Birthday boy. Sure. Now, if you want to, what we'll do. Yeah.
The full ability.
Yeah. And I want to show it when it flops over. Whenever you're ready, I got you.
You guys should start here and do the top for you.
It's your call. However thick you want it.
Cuts, you know?
That's called the money shot. Well, with prime rib, you don't have to have them even, you know. Oh shit! Look at that. What do you think?
It's pretty damn good.
That's beautiful.
How could you get in trouble because they haven't stipulated anything? There's no rule.
I'll tell you another.
I want the thing on the other side.
Beautiful. Well, you do the other side too.
The tongue.
Oh wow. And what you can also do is put your knife. All right, this is Jenna's cake, everybody, and that's Cole's. What's that called, honey?
It's called brownie pudding.
Brownie pudding. Jenna said the Cole liked that, and Cole said Jenna liked that.
We have whipped cream, and we have.
We're going to cook up one of the great things for Kwanzaa, which anybody can have it. It's sweet potato pie.
Curtis, is that what it is?
Yeah, Mike, Maddie, and Chris, we've got a sweet potato pie recipe, one of my grandmama's secrets, and little Curtis is trying to eat it now. But when we come back, I'm going to teach everybody how to make a sweet potato pie.
Let's go. Right. Get in the kitchen. Come on.
3 kids.
I just want to point out real quickly, we had some ethnic ornaments done by a local artist. I'm trying to remember his name, which is Kenneth Stafford.
And show that one. I think that's so pretty.
Oh yeah, this is what Gail made, which is beautiful.
It represents the family,
It's
Gail
the family.
told me.
It's on the broom, and it's the family.
Great.
Oh, she didn't make it, but it is.
Well, when we come back,
Nevertheless,
everybody, we are talking about the African-American celebration of Kwanzaa. And here to teach us how to prepare a traditional Kwanzaa recipe.
Yes, yes, yes.
And he's the author of Curtis Cooks with Heart and Soul. He's back with us. Curtis Aikens.
Yes.
There you are.
We got to start with a hug. Give me that hug.
Yay!
You got to have those hugs. And look at that. Look at that.
Say hi to Daddy.
Little
Can you
Curtis.
say hello,
Yeah,
Curtis?
he wants some more jelly
Look
beans.
at that. He's hanging with Mr. Mike.
we'll get
I
some
thought the
jelly
show
beans.
was
We'll be
hanging with
right
Mr. Cooper, but it's hanging with Mr. Mike. They're leaving.
They went to get jelly beans,
Anyway.
what all kids end up wanting to do.
This recipe is one of those traditional African-American recipes. It's just fabulous. Now, Maddie and I were dancing coming in. The last day of Kwanzaa, right, Chris? Is kind of a party. You have the big feast, and then you turn the music on, you start to jam and dance. And so Maddie and I get a little early start on the last day, the faith day of celebration.
And do you dance like African music, or what kind of
one
music?
thing about Kwanzaa is you can make it very personal,
Yes,
so you
you can
can
make it
kind
very-
of decide what you want to do.
What you
Little
wanna do.
modern, little James Brown, little African.
Feel
Some
good.
temptations here.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
But the thing about Kwanzaa I love the unity part, and also it's the feast, the first harvest, the feast. And one of the items that is so traditional in Africa that we've brought over and incorporated in this holiday is working with yams. Now, you notice the potatoes we used here, it's a light-colored
Light,
pie.
yeah.
This is one of the lighter-colored yams. There's like 5 or 6 different types of sweet potatoes, which are traditional here in the States, that are used in place of yams. And you can make a nice dark pie by using a richer colored yam. This is a wonderful recipe. I believe every African-American mom knows how to make a sweet potato pie, and most of her sons, right, Chris?
Absolutely.
Do you know really?
Yes, ma'am.
And Curtis will learn to and teach to Mike over there.
Right.
You
Let
having
me
fun,
just
big
tell
boy?
you that I wanted to know exactly what I was cooking today, so I've already had half
You've
of
had-
mine.
Maddie,
Just to
stop
be able
it.
to sell it better.
So why don't we cook this thing so everyone can make this for Kwanzaa? All right, we're going to start off here with the sweet potatoes. We've taken 2 medium sweet potatoes and peeled and diced them right there. And what we're going to do with that next, Maddie, is cook that. You're laughing, you sweet thing.
So I'm laughing at little Curtis with all the jelly beans.
You'll stop it. Anyway, his mother's going to kill us for all those jelly beans. But we've got right here a 1.5 cups to 2 cups of water. What we're going to do with that, Maddie, is just cook the potatoes in that. Then you'll discard the water. We'll talk about
Okay.
that when we start making the pie.
Okay.
Here we've got a stick of butter, okay? Now, it's a little bit, under these lights, it's melted a bit.
I was gonna
but-
say.
Okay. You like
Didn't
that?
quite stay hard. It's a little melted, but
Stop
that's
out.
fine.
Stop that. Anyway, we've got 3/4 to 1 cup of sugar. We'll talk about why it's not a precise measurement in a minute or two. Right here, I've got a couple of eggs, Maddie, that are beaten. Beat them up. Right,
Beat 'em.
Curtis?
Beat 'em.
Right, Chris? Right, Mike?
Yeah.
Wake up over there,
Beat 'em
boys.
silly. I'm with you.
The next thing we have, this is one of Mama's secrets that she learned from Grandma. It's buttermilk, everybody. Remember buttermilk?
Oh, gosh.
The last
Buttermilk
2
makes everything
ingredients.
so
Oh,
yummy.
buttermilk is so nice. We've got a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, the little vanilla flavoring.
Is that it? Look at that.
That's it. That's it right there. And we've got a homemade pie crust. Now let's make this thing. Of course, we've taken and cooked those sweet potatoes right here, Maddie. They're nice and soft. And while they're still hot, let's add the butter. Can you pass it
Okay,
over, Maddie?
sure.
Now, what I want you to do at home is mash this in very well. Just take your potato masher and mash that up. The next thing, and go ahead and cream those, Maddie. The next thing you want to do is
Cream 'em.
cream them up really good. You add that 3/4 cup of sugar and just go ahead and mash that in. And what I want you to do at home is after you've added 3 cups of sugar, stop and taste this. If
To make sure it's not too sweet.
and if it's not sweet enough, add more sugar.
Oh,
we
so
start
that's
at
where the 3/4
cup.
to the
Right, and then add more. Now, we can add the raw eggs.
Okay.
Okay? And 2 things here. The potatoes are still hot, so you don't have to worry about salmonella. They're going to cook, and then also we're going to be baking it. The last thing we add is our buttermilk. Can you pour that in, Maddie, while I mash these up?
Sure.
And then the vanilla goes in there. Okay?
I would add a bit more vanilla, but that's
You
just
would?
me.
Well, you can do that. It's that south of the border thing, right? Ah, give me that yellow, Maddie. Give me that yellow. I love that thing. Anyhow.
You need Tabasco for that, and Tabasco
I love
has
that.
no place in here.
Anyway,
But,
I'm going
you
to
know.
mash this up, Maddie, and we're going to turn it into our pie shell, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to turn this into a pie shell, and take your time at home and mash this up really good till it's almost creamy. And then we're going to bake that in our 325-degree oven for about an hour.
Can't you put it in a blender? Or
Yes,
should
you can.
you do
Yes, you
it
can.
that way?
But Mama makes what's called a grated sweet potato pie that looks very much like that. So it's okay if it's not creamy, fine creamy, but go ahead and you can do it in a blender. But what you want to do is 325 for about an hour, okay? Insert a straw. If it doesn't come out clean, bake it a little longer, okay? And it's okay you
Okay.
raise that temperature like 375.
Okay.
We're going to try it, Curtis Jr.,
Yeah.
Mike, Chris.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you add differently to your sweet potato pie? Are the
want some?
ingredients basically
No?
the same?
Basically the same. His looks
Whatever
a lot better
he
than mine
said.
does.
Oh, cut
Whatever
it out,
he
Curtis.
said.
Cut it out. Junior, what do you think? You have fun?
He likes the jelly beans. I like the
my.
pie.
You like the pie? This has been
This
fun.
is so good. And
Happy Kwanzaa,
So
everybody.
light.
Good.
it's truly best This is just a tip from me. It's truly best to eat it when it's warm.
I agree. I totally agree.
That's just for me.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Eat up. Bon appetit.
Love
Book is called Heart and Soul. Huh?
Buy that thing.
Hey,
Yummy,
yeah.
yummy.
You can
Happy
eat it, you can
Kwanzaa.
feel it,
Thanks
you can
so
be
much
it. We'll
for
take a break, be
sharing
right
your
back.
experience.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Curtis.
So that was a blast from the past from the Mike and Maddie show way back in the day. Those Kwanzaa or Kente ornaments were made by my friend, a former Novato resident, Keith Stafford. Loved those ornaments. The sweet potato pie turned out good too. I love seeing those old videos of Curtis when he's a little bitty kid and Cole when they were on the shows with me. I hold in my hand the bananas that we grew this summer from in my front yard. I don't know if they're going to turn out well or not. I had to pluck them before we took off to New York, and Cole took them home, and we let them ripen naturally. We'll see how they taste. They smell pretty good. This one smells good. A little finger bananas or pineapple bananas, some people call them, apple bananas. A lot of different names for them. I hope it's good, y'all. Not bad at all. Okay, let's go in the vault and see what other blasts from the past we can bring up. All right, enjoy the show. Peace. Hi, I'm Chef Curtis Aikens, and welcome to my classroom. Yeah, this is my classroom. Looks kind of like a kitchen, right? Well, it is. It's my kitchen. For chefs, the kitchen is not only a place to prepare meals, it's also a place to teach. And this classroom is very important. It's an open, caring, loving place because we're working with knives and we're working with, all kinds of utensils that someone could get hurt. Now, in your classroom, the classroom at school, it's also a place you have to be careful with because you're working with little young minds, little brains, and we don't want those to get hurt. Why is it so important for me that the classroom be a loving, open place? Well, I want the children in your care and in my care, whoever's in our classrooms, to feel like the place is very open, that they can say anything. That's important to me because when I was in school, I felt too ashamed and I was too embarrassed to truly open up to my teachers. And I knew they cared. Why was opening up so important? Well, I couldn't read. I didn't learn to read in elementary school, in middle school, in high school, even in college. Yes, I went on to college before learning to, I didn't even learn to read in college. I learned after college. Now later on, after learning to read, I went to work for ABC TV, Good Morning America, The Home Show, worked for the Food Network since its inception. But the most important thing to me in my life, other than my two children, is promoting reading. And I feel like it starts right in the classroom with having an open classroom, a loving classroom, so that the kids can raise their hands to your teachers and say, hey, Miss Smith, Mr. Smith, I want to learn to read. I want to be a good student. So they've got to have an open classroom for that to happen. All right? Well, enough chatting about the classroom. Let's do a recipe. One of the things I want to share with you today is a great little recipe. It's a breakfast recipe. It can be used for brunch also. A little egg dish from the south of France. Let's get to cooking. Okay, so teachers, let's keep this classroom open and loving. Now, how about a recipe for you? Eggs from the south of France. Before we get to the eggs, let's get our little ingredients, as my son Cole would say. Let's get the burner started here. I'm gonna have that on high. I'm gonna saute some onions here. I've got red onions. Let's add those to our pan. Oh, I love that little sizzle. Ooh, yeah. Saute means to jump, to literally jump. So we're gonna have our onions jumping in the pan. I'm also going to use some tomatoes. Now I leave the seeds in my tomatoes. Why? Because my mama did. But if you want to seed your tomatoes, you can do that, okay? So we're going to add our tomatoes here. Beautiful red ripe tomatoes.
Why is this dish called from the south of France, eggs from the south of France? Well, I'm going to use a blend of herbs from France, Herbe de Provence. This little blend here is absolutely wonderful. It's got lavender, it's got thyme, it's got oregano. And I'm going to add a pinch here, but I'm also going to add some into my eggs that are scrambling. Now, if we had smell-o-vision, you guys have watched this on tape 11, but my folks here in the kitchen, they can tell you how wonderful this smells. Oh, look at that. Now, we're going to let this saute just a bit. I'm going to lower the heat, though. So let's go over here and get our eggs ready. Let's take this milk over with us. Now, I've got some eggs here. And there's a little bit of I guess, a controversy. Well, not really a controversy, but whether you should crack your eggs on the flat surface or on the side of the bowl. You know, I guess growing up, I always cracked them on the side of the bowl. So it really doesn't matter to me, okay? But just remember one thing. If you crack them on that flat surface, make sure you wash that surface good afterwards. You don't want that egg left on your surface. I'm actually putting these in the garbage disposal. I don't want you guys to think I'm just throwing these things down. In fact, I'm going to get these out a little later and add them to my compost before I dispose of them completely. We'll start a little compost there. Now, let's rinse my fingers off here. Okay, we've got our eggs in our bowl. Let me check on this little saute here. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, you guys see that at home? Isn't that beautiful? Should I say in the classroom? Let those cook down. Let those cook for about maybe a minute, minute and a half, you know? Just let them saute up. All the flavors released in the pan. So I've got my eggs. I'm going to add a little more herbe de Provence. There we go. And some salt and pepper right in here. Now remember, when it comes to salt and pepper, less is better, because at the table, your guests can always add more salt and pepper if they like. But if you put too much in, you can't take it out, okay? A little pepper. But how many of us don't like pepper? We all love pepper, right? A little black pepper there. Now to get these eggs nice and fluffy, I like to use milk. A lot of folks will use water, but I think the milk adds a little more creamy texture, a little smoother. And your eggs, I think it makes them even fluffier. The water to me is a little stiffer, you know? It lightens them up, but it's really not as fluffy as milk. Now let me show you a trick to scrambling eggs. Yes, you can use a little a whisk or whatever, but there's nothing like your handheld blender to really aerate those eggs, okay? Take your time and blend those up nicely. You see all those air bubbles in there? That's a lot of air into your eggs. Oh, yeah. Get them really, really fluffy. This is great for making omelets, okay? But we're not doing an omelet today. Okay. I'm going to put this in the sink here, and we'll take these over. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Now I'm just going to turn my eggs, put my eggs. Look how all that froth in there. You see that? Makes for nice, fluffy scrambled eggs. I love this bowl. You just got like a handle on the bottom, so I can just turn that right in there. There we go. Now let's get us a spatula out here. We're simply going to scramble our eggs. Because I love that herbe de Provence, I think I might add a little more to it. Oh, that smell is incredible. What do you guys think, huh? You like that aroma? And we'll take our time there. We'll scramble up our eggs. Okay, our eggs, look at that. They're coming along nicely. Now I'm going to add my green onions right now. Why do I add the green onions so late? Well, green onions are delicate. I want to keep that flavor, so I add the green onions toward the end so they don't overcook. Okay? Oh, nice. There we go. Let me slide a bowl in here so we can get ready to set our table. You guys getting hungry? Good. I think you're going to like this. Eggs from the south of France. Let's turn them into our, looks kind of like a scrambled omelet, huh? We'll turn those into our pan, into our serving dish, I should say. Oh, look at that. Looks good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Now, to recap, remember y'all, it's about an open classroom. We want our kids to feel like they can speak to us about anything, okay? In my kitchen, my classroom, hope you guys felt like it was open today.
It was.
Yeah. So to recap this recipe, we've got our eggs, of course. We've got fresh tomatoes, that little spice blend, herbs from the south of France, herbes de Provence. Just blend it up. We're going to scramble our eggs. We'll serve at the table. But to recap the loving classroom, it's about being open. It's about us sharing our passion for teaching to our students so they feel like they can say anything to us. Teacher, I want help reading. I need help with whatever, okay? Did you guys enjoy my little lesson today? Oh, really? So let's go eat something, right? Yeah, sure. Oh, very good. All right. How does that look, everybody?
Wonderful.
From my loving classroom to your loving tummies, I hope.
Thank you.
All right. Bon appetit. I'm Chef Curtis Aikens, and I hope you've had fun in my loving classroom.
Wow, look at that cake. Les encore. Les encore. Any words to Julie?
Oh, gosh. She's living her life authentically, and I love that. And I love you, Julie. Whatever you and Shelby ever need, reach out. Love you both.
Words to your daughter.
I love you so much, Woody. Congratulations. Y'all have a wonderful life.
Any special words?
Hi, baby. Love you, Julie. Just continue as you are. You're wonderful people, and I love you so much.
No cake smashing, please. Be nice, be nice. There you
Words for the happy couple.
This is your old, distinguished Uncle Curtis. I want to tell you guys, thanks for letting us be a part of this tonight. Wish you all the happiness in the world. Wonderful family you have. These people in this room are your family. So am I and Lisa.
go.
Spread
There you
love.
go.